Okay, so have you ever thought about like, what if superintelligence isn't some far off thing? What if it's like right around the corner?
Yeah, like just on the horizon.
Exactly. And that's kind of what we're diving into today, connecting human brains directly to computers, but not in a sci-fi way, like for real happening now.
It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it. I mean, this article, it just lays it out there, a successful link between a human brain and a computer system, as if it's like Tuesday.
Right. No big deal, just casually dropping this bombshell. But then it hits you, they're talking about unlocking superintelligence, like humans solving problems on a whole other level.
And to really wrap your head around that, we got to dig into how this connection actually works. And it all boils down to this thing called a brain-computer interface, BCI for short.
Brain-computer interface? Sounds intense.
It is, but at its core, it's all about bridging the gap between our brains and, well, external devices, tech.
So like a USB port for your brain.
Haha, basically. And that's where things get really interesting, because the article mentions Neuralink, Elon Musk's company, and they're doing some crazy stuff with these multiple electrodes.
Okay, break that down for me. Electrodes, like...
Imagine, these tiny sensors carefully implanted to pick up on the electrical signals, the chatter, going on between your neurons.
So those signals, those are basically our thoughts, right? Our brain in action.
Exactly. And what's wild is that once a computer can tap into those signals, it can decipher them using these sophisticated algorithms, and boom, you've got a two-way communication channel open.
Whoa. Okay, but what does that actually mean? Like, practically speaking, that's what I don't get.
I know, it's a lot. This article, unfortunately, it just kind of skims over the specifics of how this particular interface works, but the mere fact that it exists is a monumental thing. It's huge.
So, okay, we've got this two-way communication thing going on between my brain and a computer. What's next? Are we talking like curing diseases, solving climate change? Because that seems like a big jump from just like thinking about posting a selfie.
Yeah, it's easy to get carried away with the, flashier side of things. But I see what you mean. Those applications feel almost too big to even comprehend at this point. But you're onto something with that leap in thinking. The real game changer here, the real potential, is how this tech can boost our brain power in ways we never thought possible.
So instead of wasting time scrolling through social media, I could be like downloading information at warp speed.
More like, instead of scrolling, you'd have this instant, effortless access to a knowledge base, like way bigger than the internet. Imagine absorbing a new language overnight, or just like instantly understanding complex data. It'd be incredible.
Okay, now that's a future I can get behind. But hold on, all this talk of enhanced abilities, are we like heading into some ethically murky waters? I mean, the article did mention some concerns.
Right, and those concerns are definitely something we need to unpack, because when you start talking about merging human intelligence with artificial systems, you're bound to hit some major ethical questions about what it means to be human.
Are we talking full-blown robot takeover? Like, is it really that dramatic?
I think we can leave the robot uprisings to Hollywood for now. The more immediate issues are about control, agency, who gets to call the shots with this tech, how do we make sure it's used ethically and responsibly? Those are the conversations we need to be having.
Okay, I gotta admit, the idea of someone hacking into my brain and messing with my thoughts, yeah, that's nightmare fuel.
I hear you, and it's a completely valid concern. Security and privacy, those are huge EE when you're talking about brain-computer interfaces. Imagine the potential for abuse if someone could just tap into your deepest thoughts and emotions. It's like giving someone the key to your consciousness, basically.
This is getting deep, man, even for the deep dive.
But that's the thing, right? This technology is powerful, and with great power comes, well, you know the rest. We have to be asking the tough questions now about regulations, safeguards, and the potential downsides of weaving this kind of intimate tech into our lives.
So it's not just about what it can do, but how we, as a society, choose to use it.
Exactly. The future isn't set in stone. It's shaped by the choices we make today. Think about it. This technology, it could be huge for healthcare, communication, even art and creativity. But it could also be used for bad, widening the gap between the haves and have-nots, even changing the very fabric of society as we know it.
It's a lot to process, thinking about a future where our actual thoughts and abilities could be enhanced by technology. It's kind of both, exciting and scary at the same time.
Yeah, it's that weird mix of what if and oh no that makes this such a pivotal time for, well, humanity, really. The choices we're making right now about like ethics and rules and who gets access, all that stuff, it's going to shape what this technology actually becomes. It's a big deal.
So we're not just like along for the ride. We actually have a say in how this all plays out.
100%. This isn't like some destiny we have to accept. We get to help design the future we want. It's about asking what kind of world are we building with these tools? That's the big question.
Wow, yeah. Okay, that's really something to think about. And it makes this real for everyone listening, right? This isn't just us like geeking out about a sci-fi future. These choices, these technologies, they affect everyone, like big time, for generations to come.
For real, the future of intelligence, whether it's, the brain we're born with or the artificial kind, it's in our hands. What we do with it, that's the big question mark.
It really makes you think, that's for sure. Well, on that note, we'll leave everyone with some food for thought. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into brain-computer interfaces and all the crazy potential of, well, us, human intelligence. Until next time, stay curious out there.